Yo, what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for this Monday, December 18th of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know I didn't make a forecast for the weekend. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do something different for the weekend because I don't want to just entirely skip the weekend and stuff, especially when you have things like the sun squaring Neptune that happens over the weekend. So I'm either going to make Friday's video longer where I include the weekend, or I'll just do like a casual video on the weekend or something like that. But I actually kind of like kind of having the weekends off per se. But like I said, I don't want to completely skip it, especially if important things are happening. So, but in any event, hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. I had a very powerful Saturday, and then yesterday was processing. Like seriously just processing stuff like that. But pretty awesome weekend for me. Hopefully you guys had a good one. So let's go ahead and hop into these astrological transits so we can see what's going on and how you can be better prepared to navigate these celestial energies and currencies. Well, at the current moment, we do, of course, have that sun here at 26 degrees of Sagittarius. We are approaching winter. The winter solstice is upon us. And, we do, of course, have that moon here in Pisces. It conjuncted Saturn over the weekend and is on its way to conjuncting Neptune. Now, the other cool thing that we have going on today is that at the time of me making this, Mercury and Jupiter are trining each other exactly. Here at 5 degrees, right? So, and 5 degrees is, in numerology, is the number of Mercury. So this is actually a very mercurial kind of energy, even though it's really close to 6, which would bring a bit of a Venusian quality. But this is really about, being able to seriously recognize the things that are working out in our lives, and that even though we are having to recalibrate in many ways when it comes to success and even the future, I would say Capricorn is very much so concerned about the future and their success and where they're going to end up and stuff, but this, like I said, this Mercury is retrograde, and with it trying to Jupiter here, which Jupiter is going to be coming forward soon-ish. We got a couple weeks before Jupiter goes direct. Same with Mercury. They're going to be coming direct around the same time. This is just one of those reminders that, you are where you need to be right now. And then it may not feel like it. It may not seem like it. It may seem like a place where it doesn't quite have the expansion that you're looking for with that Jupiter, right? And I think what's interesting here too is that, like, we forget about the physical nature of these planets too. We always look at the spiritual aspects of them, but if we think about the physical nature of these planets, just think about it, right? Mercury is the fastest moving planet, as far as moving around the sun, right? It's closest to the sun. It's incredibly hot. There's a little to no atmosphere on this thing, So in many ways, Mercury right now, our minds are in many ways are kind of burnt out right now, especially being so close to the sun. And it's going back and it's going to conjunct the sun on its way back. And our minds are kind of burned out when it comes to this Capricornian energy. Makes sense. Pluto's here at the edge of Capricorn and trying to figure out how to navigate this society mentally is kind of burning people out. Jupiter, largest planet, trying to become a sun unto itself, and has an incredible gravitational pull, has the most asteroids of any planet, and protects the Earth and the inner planets from space debris by catching things in its orbit. We forget about those kind of qualities of Jupiter. We think that Jupiter is all about the party and expansion and fortune and good luck and all these sort of things, but we forget that Jupiter also is a protector, and that when it comes to a lot of these outside influences that may come into our life, Jupiter actually will catch these things in its orbit and will protect us in many ways. So we have to think about that too. It's like we will be surprised. The universe will let you go forward until you are ready. And that is this trine. That's the beautiful thing about this trine. The universe will not let you go forward until you're ready, lest you get pounded by space debris and situations and stuff like that that will have your mind in a bit of a tizzy and that you may not be ready for. So the universe will only give you what you are ready for, which means that even the most arduous, the most confounding, the most difficult situations that you experience, the universe prepared you for that. It's one of the hardest lessons to learn. Is like, because we can oftentimes feel like we're unprepared. We can oftentimes feel like we're not ready or up to the challenge, or that we can't handle something. Especially right now with the state of the world, the way that things are, propaganda, it could definitely feel like, damn, can I handle this? You absolutely can. It may not feel like it right now. It may not seem like it right now, but you absolutely can. Right? So that's the major aspect of the day. And of course, Mercury's moving. Well, Mercury's not moving fast, but Mercury's moving faster than Jupiter, probably going backwards. It's retrograding at about a degree a day. Jupiter's 2 minutes a day. So yeah, Mercury is moving faster. At least we don't have any planets out of bounds at the current moment, right? And what's even more interesting about this energy here, I'll just show you guys. If you look at the scores, you got the Sun at +3, Mercury at +1, Jupiter at +1, Saturn at +1. Everything else is 0. So while today might not be a day where you just feel 100% on top of the world, today is a day where it's just like, man, there are some wins to be found today. It's nothing too shocking, nothing too crazy, nothing too detrimental, right? I mean, yes, Venus is in its fall position, which probably might be one of the more difficult energies to feel right now, being that it's in its it's in its detriment, not fall. It's in its detriment position, which may not necessarily be the easiest to handle right now. Yes, it's opposing Uranus. It's on its way to opposing Uranus. We'll start to really feel that in the next day or two when that comes into its fruition. So, I mean, yeah, there's some areas, but even Venus is +0. In its detriment, it's +0. So it's like neutral. The moon is neutral. Venus is neutral. Mars is neutral. So we have a lot of neutral energy, and then we have some wins here with the pluses. These are the grinded out wins. These are the grinded out victories. Today is a grinded out victory. It's not like this is like the other week when was it Minnesota versus the Las Vegas Raiders? Who won that game? It was like 3-0. I can't remember if Minnesota won or Vegas won, but it was 3-0. Defensive freaking battle. Or this is like a soccer match, right? This is like one of those 1-0 wins. And you may have 20 shots on goal, and the other team may have 5 shots on goal. It could be one of those situations where you might have dominated the time of possession. I'm using sports analogies. It may be one of those moments where you just simply dominated the game and still barely won. And then you can be like, why did I put all of this effort in just to get one measly point? But if you're unwilling to put all the effort in to get 1 point, how do you expect yourself to put in all that effort for the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points? The same needs to be put in regardless of the outcome of the win. Whether you barely win, whether you blow it out of the water, whether you lose, whether you barely lose, whether you get blown out of the water, you got to put the same effort in. This Mercury enshrined to Jupiter. Jupiter is all about the vision, and Mercury is in the sign of Capricorn, which Jupiter doesn't even like to be in, mind you, right? Jupiter would much rather be in Cancer. So that's the other weird part about this. So people are trying to almost like set up, like guarantee their successes. They don't want to rely on fate. They don't want to rely on luck. They don't want to rely on chance. Because with chance, you have to adjust and adapt to what card you pull. But it's like there's this element to this where people are going to be trying to rig the game to win. And then to win. And then to win. And then to win. But do you actually experience any growth from rigging the game? You may have the appearance and the illusion of growth, but do you actually grow from a soul level, from a spiritual level, when you rig the game to win all the time? And to be honest, that just doesn't sound fun to me. So it just doesn't sound fun to me, you know? So we're going to see, of course, this moon continue to move throughout the day. It's going to make a couple other aspects, of course. It does make a nice little trend over to Venus. So we'll feel that energy. And, this is a harmonious energy, even though Venus isn't necessarily feeling the best in Scorpio. But, at least it experiences this nice little spiritual trine. 1 + 6 is 7. 7 is Pisces energy. It's Neptunian, right? So we're going to experience this nice little energy, towards the, early evening, late afternoon, I would say, with this. And, this moon in Pisces, it's, it kind of can have a bit of an escapist kind of energy to it. This is happening while the moon is going to be in square to Mars. So we're going to be experiencing both of these energies. And what's interesting is that, as you saw earlier, Venus was at 0 and Mars was at 0. So they were neutral. Now, by the time that Venus isn't trying to the moon, it actually will be at -3. And probably because she's like mad, she's mad jealous of the moon because she'd much rather be in Pisces. She doesn't want to be in Scorpio, right? She wants to be the pearl and the clam like the moon is. But the moon's like, I'm not trying to be in Scorpio either, right? So that's the other part too. This can breed a little bit of jealousy, especially when they square to Mars and Sag, where we may feel that someone else has it all, that someone else is living our dream life. And we may get upset, we may get jealous, you know what I'm saying? And we may internalize it because it's Venus, right? And then we have the Mars energy where it's like, do we even believe that we can live that dream? And who's to say that that dream that person's living, that life that person's living, we'll project out and be like, that's the dream life. How do you know that that's your dream life? Because sometimes, like a lot of times, people will get to what they think their dream life is because they're trying to emulate someone else, and then they're like, "Oh shit, not quite what I thought it was." So this is one you have to go within. You have to meditate. You have to communicate with your guides and get in touch with you. I think it's great to be inspired by other people, motivated by other people. That's what we do. We inspire each other. We influence each other as humans, right? But this is an interesting try because, like I said, it's one of those ones where it's like, it may be one of the more difficult ones. And yeah, we're not going to feel it very long. It's only going to be for a few hours that we feel it. I think it's enhanced by the fact that Mars is involved with a square to the moon at the same time. So we're probably going to feel this for about a 3 to 4 hour period, at least like the height of it, if you will. It also doesn't help the fact that Venus is getting closer to opposing Uranus as well. So that's the other part about this. So there's a little bit of stress when it comes to the feminine energy, especially when it comes to the way that we intake things on a deep level that is Scorpio, right? Mars is trying to charge forward, was at one point leading the pack, but at least Mars is in a fire sign and Mars is with the sun, right? We have to be careful about the notions or the preconceived notions that we have about other people and the dream life, if you will, that we are wanting to create for ourselves and we're wanting to manifest for ourselves. We have to be careful about the preconceived notions that we have, because we can look at someone and be like, wow, they're living the dream, but you have no idea what they're going through. You have no idea their struggles, their trials, their tribulations, their complications. And guarantee you there's someone out there looking at your life wishing that they had your life. And you may be like, why? Because I got some weird, fucked up shit going on in my life. Some weird, fucked up things going on in my mind. And you may be wondering, like, yo, why? Embrace the fact that you are awesome. Accept the fact that you are a divine spark of the infinite. Embrace that aspect. That God is within you and comes through you and is of you. That you have the breath of life. You have the breath of life within you. God breathed that breath of life into you, and you breathe it every single day. So there's no need for you to be jealous or envious of anybody. When you, beloved, contain that power, contain that love, and like I said, that divine spark of the infinite, because you are that. We live in a society that is trying to program you into thinking that you aren't that, or that you have to go to someone else to realize that. Then we can help each other, because we're all at different levels in our journey, and we all will be at different levels in our journey over time and through this lifetime. We should be just reminders to other people. We can't do the work for them, but we are reminders. Ultimately, those decisions lie with you on whether or not you're going to be that spiritual badass warrior, raising your vibration, therefore the vibration of those around you. Let's get into the cards. I can talk like this too in more philosophical kind of ways because of all the energy in Sag. And like I said, I am naturally a Mercury in Sag. Right? Now, this was like Earth season. I might sound a little bit more practical, but I can actually speak like this, And it'll actually land better too, especially with the moon in Pisces. So the collective subconscious is where the focus is emotionally, right? So just remember, now whenever the moon goes into Pisces, that's where a lot of subconscious seeds are planted. And then you see the result of those seeds when it comes to Virgo, because that's when you actually harvest them. So that's the thing about Pisces. That's whenever the moon goes into Pisces, really any planet that goes there, but definitely when the moon goes there, especially from an emotional standpoint, and when the sun goes there, especially from like a spiritual standpoint. Oh. That shuffle didn't particularly work. There we go. That one's better. Let's see what we got here. We have the Six of Wands. This is claiming your victory, realizing that you are already victorious, even if you don't have a crowd around you to celebrate it. One of the things I realized yesterday is that I was already rich. Now, Am I rich in money, dinero, green? No. But I am rich in so many other ways that was here before physical representation like money and will be here afterwards. So the victory is already here. Why not share it with the world? We have the star card in reverse. This is about whether or not you actually believe on that believe in that shooting star. We just had a meteor shower, and you know what's funny too? Like I think was it last night? I think last night I also saw a shooting star in my dream, right? But the star card in reverse is someone that is trying to overly control their fate, and someone whose ego won't allow them to trust in the magic of life, the mystical nature of life, and they just want to control everything. But wouldn't it be better? And I don't know, everyone's different, right? Wouldn't it be better if we let go a little bit of this control and we allow the things, the blessings that will naturally come through to come through? Your guides are sitting there just waiting for you to acknowledge them, waiting for you to allow the blessings to come through. But it is our human ego that will get in the way. And the ego isn't entirely a bad thing, but it's the human ego that won't, that because it fears the unknown, because it fears what it does not know, and it tries to guarantee its survival, it tries to guarantee its success. And generally, a lot of times when we don't know something, we'll paint it as evil or bad or negative, right? The star card in reverse is kind of reminding me of this fallen star kind of energy. And we may look at people or certain situations in our life and may paint it as such because we don't know. Maybe we're ignorant to the situation, what the person is trying to convey, or what message the universe is trying to bring to us through said situation or said person or whatever. We have to realize that if we are stars, if you will, if we are stardust and all that good stuff, and we came down here, that we actually are fallen stars ourselves. Does that make us inherently bad or negative? No. We came here to grow. We came here to learn. We came here to express the divine. So we can't be afraid to do so. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. And today is one of those days I feel like where it's like we can realize our victory. We can realize, just how far we've come, but also take the time to meditate, take the time to rest. It's not a day where we need to just push the envelope so hard. It's a day where we need to just kind of chill out a little bit, rest, not be so up in arms, not get into crazy, weird arguments or situations or get embroiled and stuff like that. It's time to chill, rest, meditate, and realize that we are far more capable than we realize and get prepared for this winter solstice. That is going to do it for your astrology forecast today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jphoenix.com. And as always, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful Monday. I will see you guys in the next astrology forecast. Peace.